Welcome to Football Today TV. These is your home for updated football news. So feel free to share your opinions and remember, the summer of 2026 will be remembered as the moment Liverpool Football Club chose absolute, cold-blooded reinvention. For months, the footballing landscape had anticipated a period of cautious consolidation on Merseyside. The previous campaign had closed the curtain on a monumental era, leaving behind a squad facing unprecedented structural challenges. The departure of Mohamed Salah at the end of his contract stripped the club of its most iconic offensive outlet, a devastating loss of goals, leadership, and psychological dominance on the right flank. Compounding this vacancy was an unexpected medical tragedy at the worst possible moment. A ruptured Achilles tendon suffered by French forward Hugo Ekitike. The injury not only sidelined the young star for the foreseeable future, but left the Anfield frontline severely depleted. Where others saw a crisis of depth, newly appointed manager Andoni Iraola saw the canvas for his opening tactical statement. The Basque tactician, known for his relentless, high-intensity pressing structures and aggressive vertical transitions, had been locked in deep, continuous planning sessions with the club's re-engineered recruitment department. Liverpool were no longer interested in long, drawn-out market sagas or overpaying for established, late-stage superstars. Instead, the mandate was clear. Identify elite, press-resistant technical profiles possessing immense room for development and execute with absolute operational secrecy. On Thursday, June 18, 2026, the football world witnessed the explosive first fruits of this philosophy. In a stunning transatlantic maneuver that left domestic rivals completely blindsided, Liverpool officially confirmed the permanent acquisition of 22-year-old Spanish international winger Victor Muñoz. To fully comprehend the sheer audacity of this transfer, one must look closely at the wreckage left behind in the northeast of England. Newcastle United had spent months meticulously laying the groundwork for Muñoz. The Magpies recruitment team believed they had secured a major coup, finalizing personal agreements and preparing the administrative infrastructure to bring the Osasuna star to St. James Park. The deal was considered a certainty across the industry. But the modern transfer window rewards absolute opportunism. Armed with Iraola's explicit tactical endorsement, a high-level executive delegation from Anfield boarded a private flight to the United States. Their destination was not the glittering sports arenas of New York or Los Angeles, but the quiet, historic city of Chattanooga, Tennessee. It was here that the Spanish national team had established their high-performance training base for the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup. On Wednesday afternoon, while public attention was fixed on Spain's opening World Cup fixtures, including a highly frustrating goalless draw against Cape Verde in which Muñoz remained an unused substitute, the real drama unfolded inside the team hotel. Liverpool's medical staff conducted a comprehensive, expedited physical examination within the Spanish camp. Simultaneously, club lawyers formally informed CA Osasuna that they were triggering Muñoz's official release clause, which stood at just £34.5 million, just shy of the 35 million mark. To optimize their financial health under stringent profit and sustainability rules, Liverpool structured the fee to be paid cleanly across 2 separate installments. By the time Newcastle United realized the clause had been activated, Muñoz had already put pen to paper on a definitive 6-year contract with the Merseyside Giants. The scale of Liverpool's victory is magnified by the caliber of the competition they left in their wake. This was not a straightforward, isolated negotiation against an uncompetitive field. Muñoz's performances in Spain had triggered a massive scouting convergence across the continent. Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen had intensely tracked the winger as a key addition to their Bundesliga setup, while Manchester United had actively logged concrete internal inquiries. Even more telling was the behavior of Real Madrid. The Spanish champions had briefly but seriously explored activating their own complex avenues to bring Muñoz back to the capital. Having sold him to Osasuna just 12 months prior for a modest €5 million, the hierarchy at the Bernabeu quickly realized they had drastically undervalued one of the country's finest young talents. Yet, while rival clubs hesitated, calculating long-term budgets, Liverpool acted with absolute clarity. They recognized that a £34.5 million release clause for an elite, multifunctional Spanish international represented a monumental market inefficiency. It was an opportunistic masterstroke modeled directly on the decisive, swift recruitment strategies deployed by Arsenal in recent seasons. This rare cross-pollination of Barcelona's technical sophistication and Real Madrid's ruthless, high-tempo verticality forged a remarkably complete modern forward. His single senior season at Osasuna provided the definitive proof. Across 34 grueling La Liga appearances, Muñoz recorded 6 goals and 2 assists for a mid-table side that rarely dominated possession. But his true value to Andoni Iraola lies deep within the underlying analytical metrics. Muñoz is a high-volume presser who ranks among the elite percentiles in Europe for final third defensive regains. He operates primarily off the left flank, using an explosive turn of pace to cut inside onto his favored right foot, dragging defensive lines out of alignment and opening up massive spaces for his teammates. Spanish football experts have widely hailed him as one of the true pearls of the national game. A player whose tactical discipline perfectly matches the intense physical demands of the English Premier League. While the signing of Victor Muñoz represents an incredible logistical victory, its strategic implications for Liverpool's starting 11 are profound. The club's recruitment department did not select Muñoz in a vacuum. Every metric was evaluated to ensure maximum compatibility with the cornerstone of Liverpool's future attack, world-class Swedish striker Alexander Isak. Under Iraola's tactical blueprint for the upcoming season, Muñoz's ability to manipulate space from the left wing is specifically engineered to bring out the absolute best in Isak's elite central movement. The historical subtext of this transfer adds a layer of absolute psychological dominance. The Chattanooga ambush marks the 3rd consecutive time within a single calendar year that Liverpool have dealt Newcastle United a devastating systemic blow in the transfer market. First, the Reds won a highly competitive race to sign Hugo Ekitike last summer. Then came the historic jaw-dropping coup, snaring Alexander Isak for a British record fee of £125 million, completely against the wishes of the St. James Park hierarchy, who desperately preferred to retain him. By intercepting Muñoz just as the player was preparing to finalize a move to Tyneside, Liverpool have reinforced a clear, unyielding hierarchy between the two clubs. The signing of Victor Muñoz on a permanent 6-year contract is a multi-layered statement of institutional intent. It signals the definitive end of reactive spending at Anfield and the birth of a cold, highly calculated new era under Andoni Iraola. By outmaneuvering Newcastle, bypassing Manchester United, and outwitting Real Madrid, Liverpool have secured one of the most exciting young playmakers in world football for a fraction of his true market value. As the Spanish international prepares to conclude his World Cup journey and arrive on Merseyside, one reality is entirely undeniable. The Iraola revolution has officially begun.